Yeah, this is a good one because I think a lot of girls feel frustrated in that, like, hey, I'm ready, I've got all this going on, but no one's approaching me, or the guys are just, not coming. And I know everybody's in this mentality of like the guy needs to make the first move or he needs to ask me out. Uh, and here's like what I say about this, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with you initiating like a conversation, like showing that you're interested, like dropping hints, right? There's this old saying in like American culture of like dropping the hanky. Have you ever heard of that?
No,
I'll
but I can't wait to to hear what it means.
So, like back in the day, like a woman, if she passed by a guy and, she was like interested or like attracted or, something, she'd like drop her handkerchief in front of him.
Oh yeah.
Walking, he'd come pick it up and like approach her and be like, hey, you dropped this, and start like a conversation. So she's like dropping hints.
It's an art form, honestly, that I think a lot of girls do are just so bad at. They're so
Yeah.
bad at dropping hints and so bad at like doing subtle things like that. I feel like girls want to get approached, but they're so shy maybe, or they clam up and they just don't look approachable. Some girls, you see them and they just look so approachable. It's something about them. It's not even that they're like extremely attractive or anything. They just look approachable. And I think that's kind of what you're getting at. Okay, so drop the hanky. Besides literally dropping the hanky, what are some ways to drop the hanky?
And I think it's funny too, because I've heard it from both sides where guys are just also not the best at picking up things. And I'm like, man, so she texted you, she started a conversation with you, and like you just left it there. Like, come on, man, you got, but you're right. Some girls also are like, and I'm just going to stand here and just wait for somebody to approach me. And it, doesn't always work like
Right.
that.
Or they're like in a group of five girls, like in a circle, like closed off. It's just there's subtle things like that where it's like that's it's gonna take some like guy of a super amount of courage to break through that group of five just to talk to you. You know what I mean? So, but yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Like some other little tips, and then I'll get into some other topics on this that I want you to talk about.
So I think, some people are more introverted or extroverted. It really depends on their personality. Some girls have no problem, starting a conversation in a social setting with somebody who's a complete stranger. Others are, really shy about it. And it takes a lot more for them to come out of their comfort zone and come out of their shell than it would somebody who's more extroverted. But it's always like, hey, put yourself out there, start new conversations. There's like little strategies too that I would give in coaching where I would say like, guys or girls, if you want to start a conversation, start with like a comment, a compliment, a question, an observation on what's going on, and then also have like an ending in mind, right? So if a conversation's going well, end it with, hey, let's continue, or hey, how can I reach out to you? Social media, phone number, email, whatever it may be. Like always have a beginning and an end in mind, and
Mm-hmm.
let the conversation naturally flow in the middle. So you could be, strategic about it, and sometimes it's really just working up the courage. If you feel like you need help, take a friend with you, right? So it's much easier maybe to talk to with two people rather than with just one person, and you feel awkward. There's a lot of things you could do to go to different events, different conferences. Not now that things are open up again after COVID. Meet people outside of your immediate circle, and DMs are wonderful if they're used right. Right? Don't
By
randomly
girls.
by anybody. And
So are you of the school of thought that girls should shoot their shot?
yeah, I don't see why not. But here's the thing, right? Okay, and then this might sound a little bit backwards, but I'm all for showing, interest, dropping hints, right? But I think it's the guy who should be asking, like on a formal date, or asking to start some kind of like relationship or something more formal. Just because I don't know too many guys that would sit well with like the girl initiating that big step.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it takes a
Yeah.
lot of confidence to be able to, to be okay with that.
And I
Um,
think I think the girl kind of just I don't know what it is, but just becomes less attractive if she's the one doing that.
yeah, because the man is supposed to be the head, right?
Right, right.
Again,
Mhm.
all biblical stuff. So we want him to initiate. We want him to
Yeah. Also,
need
if the yeah, and you're right, because that guy is not really the leader that he's supposed to be if you're the one initiating
yeah.
the relationship.
But again, there might be this guy who has no idea that you're interested. So there's nothing wrong with like, commenting on his story or DMing him or saying, hey, it was nice seeing you at the event. And just starting a conversation, and because there's also guys out there who won't ever make a move if they don't know the other person is also, interested in these mutual feelings, which again, I don't think is the best kind of idea. And I'm not saying to go out and randomly DM strangers that you've never met before, like have somebody who you have something in common with, you've met before, something about, not just random people that look attractive.